Now that you understand why video sales letters work and why we've started using them so much in our business, I want to show you a basic overview of the video sales letter formula. And we're going to start off with some common elements of video sales letters. You're going to see when we get further down in the training that there are a lot of different video sales page formats, but these three elements are the only ones that are really truly essential. The first one is a headline. You need to still have a headline. The headline needs to make a promise, and it needs to encourage people to keep watching. And so the headline is important. And one of the things that I'll point out here really quickly, if you notice, and this is one of the things, again, I'm going to give credit to John Benson on this. John Benson showed us this, and it absolutely worked. We don't call them videos. We call them presentations. And this is especially important in niche markets and when you're using super duper simple videos that don't look as much like videos. But a presentation denotes content. A presentation denotes that there's going to be a lot of really great information given. A video, a video is just a video. Maybe a video of somebody's kid, playing jumping jacks or something like that. I don't know. I mean, a video could be anything. A presentation denotes that there's information, that there's content, that there's something, really exciting going on there. So that's one of the big elements that I'll talk about in terms of formatting of your headline. It needs to make a promise and call it a presentation, not a video. The second big important element is, of course, the video sales letter itself. And we're going to talk about the different formats of that, but there that is. And then the buy button. That's it. Now, there are some different ways that you can tweak these. You're going to see how the format and the look and feel of the video sales letter itself can change drastically. You're even going to see down in the sneaky tricks section about some things that we do with the buy button that can drastically change it. But these three elements are the most important elements, and these are the only ones that are essential to the video sales letter profit formula. The logo that you see up here at the top, this area right up here, this is not essential necessarily. Any other text that might be down below here is not necessarily essential. Those three elements that you see, those are the only elements that are essential and that will be involved in the process no matter what format that you go with. Now, also, another point that I want to bring up to you, I want to go over some video sales letter rules and suggestions. And really, these are more suggestions than there are rules. I never want to say these are absolute hard and fast rules that work across the board every single time. But in this case, while I'm saying they're suggestions, these are strongly suggested. These things that I'm about to show you right now are elements that we have tested, and across the board, pretty much every single time, the suggestions, again, I'm not going to go out so far as to call them rules, but the suggestions that I'm going to make to you, I do not recommend that you deviate from. These are the ones that have worked every single time when we tested it. Other people we know when they tested it, these are the things that work to increase conversions. And the first suggestion is the video length itself. 12 to 24 minutes seems to be the sweet spot. Typically, if you're much less than 12 minutes, you're going to have a really hard time delivering a compelling sales message. 13 minutes actually is the shortest that we've ever been able to go and still get really high conversions. So I'm going to drop it down to 12 for you. And maybe you can do a minute better than me. But we've tried to do really, really short ones, 4 or 5 minute, 6-minute videos where we just banged through, where we just, did a headline and an offer and things like that. It just wasn't enough. And really, a 12 to 24 minute, that's about the equivalent of a 6 to 12 page sales letter. Just to put that into perspective, and a 6 to 12 page sales letter is a pretty decent sales letter. And the fact that you can typically go through things faster on a video than people can if they're sitting down reading a sales letter, that's why this seems to be the sweet spot. If you go a lot longer than 24 minutes, if you start pressing that 30, 40 minute mark, we really start seeing people drop off. Okay, they start to leave. And from our experience, you should be able to deliver a compelling sales message in under 24 minutes. Really, the sweet spot is about 20 to 25 minutes. If you're in there, you're kind of in the zone. If you're too much below that, I'd get a little bit worried. And if you start going above 30 minutes, I'd really start looking at some areas where you can cut. Suggestion number 2 is you need to ditch the controls on your video sales letter. Again, now this is going to go against usability studies, and you're going to even have some people complain when they go to your website and they see a video like this. where it's playing, and there are no controls at all. If you notice there are no controls on there, there's no way to pause, there's no way to rewind, fast forward, any of that stuff. Now, what we do with our videos is all of our videos are clickable. So if you click on the video, it will pause. Now, John Benson and a bunch of other people that we know, they have it set up to where once the video starts, there's no way to even pause it. You can't even click on the video to pause the video. It's going to keep on playing. The only way to get that video to stop is to leave the page. And they, according to them, they've tested it, and they've stated that that not even giving people the ability to pause has increased conversion rates. Now, for me, I want to give people the ability to pause because it comes down to, what would I want if I were going to a website? And if I were going to a website, I would want to be able to go and I would want to be able to pause that video if necessary. But what I absolutely do not want to let people do, I do not want to let people fast forward because, again, it goes back to what we talked about in the introduction. You need to control the sales process. If you can't control the sales process and they're able just to skip to the end and see the price, that will hurt your conversion. So you don't want to have this. Do you see this sales letter right here? Or I'm sorry, these controls back over here? You don't want to have these right here. Don't want to do that. If you do that and people have the ability to fast forward and move it to the end, your conversions absolutely will suffer. I guarantee you, they absolutely positively will suffer. So don't do that. Ditch the controls. And I'm going to show you how, when we talk at the end about different players and things that you can use, about some different player options that will allow you to ditch the controls. Suggestion number 3, autoplay, not click to play. Okay, autoplay. All right, so what do I mean by that? Well, autoplay is, and you've experienced this before, autoplay is when you go to a website and without having to click the play button, the video just starts playing, right? That's autoplay. Click to play is when you go to a website and you have to actually click the play button to make the video start to play. Again, usability experts, designers, they're all going to tell you that you need to make it click to play. And you could do that. But if you do, you're going to make less money. It's as simple as that. Now, because this is how you're delivering the sales page. And they're coming to your website. Look, they've come to your website. And presumably, you haven't said, hey, come to my website, because as soon as you do, I'm going to give you $1 million, right? Presumably, you've told them to come to your website because you're going to promise to tell them something. So they're coming to your website expecting to hear something, expecting to learn about something. So if a video starts playing, that's not going to freak anybody out. It's not like they just stumbled upon a website and up in the upper right-hand corner where you can barely see it, there's some video going up there and people are like, honey, what the heck is that? Hit the pause button. No, they are coming to your website to hear your sales message. That is why they are coming. So if you were going to a car, let's say, for example, you were going to go and buy a car, right? So you go out to the car lot and you walk up to a sales manager, or a salesman, and you're interested in a car, and you walk up to him and he doesn't say anything to you. He just kind of stands there looking at you awkwardly. And and maybe he says something like, we've got some great cars here. Would you like to learn more about our cars? And you say yes. Okay, just click my, button here on my suit jacket and I'll start talking. I mean, it's just bizarre. That's not how the real world works. If you walk up to somebody, there's an expectation that you're going to converse. There's an expectation that you're going to talk. The same thing is true with your webpage. If somebody's coming to your webpage, they're coming there because you made them a promise to give them some information, to tell them about some stuff. It's fine to just start talking to them. So don't worry about that. So autoplay, not click to play. And again, feel free to test it if you want. Go back to your website, set your player. And we're going to show you how to do all this stuff in some of the demo videos and things like that. Feel free to set your player to where people have to click on the button. I've heard some people, this is of the 3 suggestions, this is the one time where people have said, oh, I tested it and click to play did better. I have never once tested it and had click to play beat autoplay in a video sales letter format. Not once have I ever done it. I'm not saying that the people who told me they did are lying. I've never done it, and I'm telling you what I know to be true. But feel free to test it on your own. I recommend, though, that you at least start out with autoplay. So those are kind of the big suggestions moving forward. There's a lot of other details, but all the other things are a matter of testing, and we're going to go over those. But that's kind of the video sales letter basics. In the next module, Module 2, we're going to show you how to craft your video sales letter offer, which this is probably the most important one of all. So make sure that you stay tuned and check that one out.